So just a few minutes after the video I did about filming the audience came out, Jeffrey wrote in with a follow-up question. He says, how about publicity rights of an audience at a community news event where the final video composition has a commercial purpose, but where the audience is not individually featured and not likely to be easily identified? No tickets, no releases, no printed warning, just a bullhorn announcement to chime in a slogan to the cameras. Well, okay, first off, I want to clarify a couple of things about the meaning of commercial. From what Jeffrey describes, it does sound like it's commercial because of that slogan thing. But generally, just because the video or the film that you're making is available for sale, that tickets are for sale, doesn't make it commercial for purposes of a right of publicity analysis. You see, if that was the case, every single newspaper which is available for sale would lose the First Amendment protection of the right to talk about people using their names and so on. Okay, so that's sort of the basics about what we mean by commercial. Now, in the question here, if they're not individually featured, in other words, just a crowd shot or something like that, but everybody is asked to shout out, you know, I don't know, Coke is it or something like that, then probably not going to have a right of publicity issue, but because they've done it voluntarily, they know they're being filmed and all of that. But still, most companies wouldn't do it that way. They would insist on getting an extra release from each and every person there. The fact that there are no tickets and no releases, no printed warning, and the fact that it's sort of in a public place and it's at a newsworthy event shouldn't be an issue. Now, in that Disneyland advertising where they, after the end of a big sporting event, one of the big stars of the game is asked, hey, you just won the Super Bowl, or you just, won the NBA playoffs, what are you going to do now? And he says, hey, I'm going to Disneyland. That is very clearly a paid endorsement, and those guys do sign paperwork, and they do have written documents authorizing that use of their name and likeness and the fact of their celebrity. But for the average just audience member or someone who's in a crowd at an event to be filmed, especially if it's out in public, no expectation of privacy and no expectation of being able to stop somebody from using that footage for non-commercial purposes. It's only when you cross the line into advertising or selling for a particular product and where that person's likeness or name is easily discernible or reasonably discernible, that's where you get into right of publicity situations. Thanks for the question, Jeffrey, and thank you for jumping on it so quickly. I like to be able to give these follow-up answers right away. If you like these videos, please subscribe to the YouTube channel so you don't miss any. And if you have a question yourself, hop on over to firemark.com/questions, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks very much. I'll see you in the next one.